Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the read. Happy Thankful Thursday. We're here today for a live tarot read, and we're going to answer some questions if anybody has about crystals, and we're just going to give some nice messages from your guys' spirit guides and ascended masters. So, hi Bridget. Where's my little bell? I'm going to ring bells for you guys, everybody who comes in. As soon as I went on, my nose started itching, so I know it's going to be a good one. Welcome to the show, Bridget. Welcome, you guys, and everybody who's joining later. If you are watching the replay, no worries, because this message is applying to you today, tomorrow, and evermore. So whether you're watching this here live, if you're watching the replay on Instagram, or even if you're watching this days or months later on my YouTube channel, today's message is still going to come through whenever it needs to. So that's the beauty of this all. And if you didn't have a chance to choose a card, we're going to show the cards one more time. We're going to take a healing breath, and then we're going to do your read. And so for everybody who's checking in later on, blessings, and thank you so much for coming. But first, bless this room. First and foremost, bless this room and everybody in it. And we're going to take a cleansing breath so that when the messages come through, we'll be ready for them. And we're going to imagine you guys can smell this beautiful sage that we're burning here for you. So what we're going to do right here now, wherever you are, seated or standing, even if you're driving in your car listening, we're going to have you inhale as deep as you can through the nose, all the way in. Inhale through the nose. Feel your lungs filling with air, and then hold it for as long as you can. And feel yourself pulling any tension into this air, and anything that you don't want, you're going to breathe out all the way down. Blow the tension away, all the way into, as if you're trying to blow the smoke away. So one more time. Inhale through the nose. Chest expand, shoulders stay down, and as you exhale, think about letting go of everything that doesn't serve you. Everything that you want to let go of, let it go. My cats are going crazy right now, chasing each other around the house, so they're really enjoying this as well. I'm going to lower you guys a little bit so that when I get to the card read, we are not looking so much at the ceiling and more at the cards. We're really close to me today, too. Hi. So everybody who didn't get a chance to choose a card, bear with me on the view. We're going to point you guys at the tapestry here while I get my little tripod in order. Okay, so let's get you guys a little lower facing, and then let's get to the read, and then we're going to just blow you guys out with a prayer at the end of the read today. So for those of you who haven't had a chance to choose cards yet, I'm going to show you guys the cards one last time, and of course the crystals that represent them. So card number one, I didn't know if this one was going to be very popular, but it did end up being really popular. So this is what I call the Chalcedony Crystal Cave. So this one is Chalcedony. It's spelled Chalcedony. Phonetically, it looks like Chalcedony or Chalcedony. So here's the Chalcedony, and this was for card number one. And today we're going from the Crystal Tarot deck. So if you chose card or crystal number one, this read is for you, I should say, once we get into that read. Card number two, so if that last one called to you, number one would be your card. Card number two is a beautiful clear that goes into white quartz, and this is a really nice large cluster. So clear quartz, I didn't really talk about what Chalcedony works for. So card number one, Chalcedony, really good for healing the internal organs. Card number two, Your clear quartz, really good for intuition and also just general healing. Clear quartz is sort of like a really good go-to. If you don't have any quartz in your home, a clear quartz is a really good one to add as a first choice. For those of you who chose card number 3, that was a lovely amethyst cluster. Amethyst is amazing. They call it the sobering stone. It's really good for connecting to your intuition and your third eye. It's very spiritually protective as well. So for those of you who chose card number 3, nice choice. Amethyst is a good one. So, for those of you watching the replay, go ahead and decide in your mind which one was your card as we blow out any blocks that you might have to receiving your message. And then we're going to bring the message to you. So, let's get to the read. Card number 1, Cal Sydney. For those of you who were called to card number 1, you chose the 9 of Pentacles upside down. So we may or may not know that in tarot, sometimes the cards come out right side up, sometimes they come up upside down. So those of you who chose card number 1, you chose the 9 of Pentacles, and that one came through upside down. So that means there's a couple. In fact, the crystal tarot deck, it doesn't give reverse meanings like how the last 2 tarot decks that I read from. So I might just kind of pull from just my mediumship and see if I get any kind of extra messages coming through for those of you who chose card number 1, the 9 of Pentacles. So let's go ahead and read for you guys. So the crystal that's associated with this card, this is our little book here, the 9 of Pentacles, is oakenite. So this is going to speak to your sacral chakra. So for those of you who chose card number 1, sacral chakra is speaks to the reproductive organs, your urinary organs as well, speaks to a lot of like childhood issues. So this is something sort of your powerhouse generation source here. So here's what we're getting for you guys who chose card number 1, the 9 of Pentacles. Everything is getting better, and you can enjoy the rewards of your endeavors. That sounds good to me. Perhaps take a little time out to enjoy some of the luxuries of life that you've recently been lacking. Stimulating your sacral chakra will give you the life force energy you need to enjoy this phase of your life. If anything is bothering you, remember you can be an independent soul, totally self-sustained, although perhaps not out of choice. You need to rely on yourself right now. Take control of the situation and put the wheels in motion. Oakenite will help you to remove any self-doubt. So this is a good message. Card number 1, removing self-doubt. So right now, for those of you who chose card number 1, my wish for you would be to infuse you with confidence that, remembering this is a message that either came through in one of my private reads or it came through in last week's read. Wanted to light some more of the stage for you guys. That remember that you deserve to be the most confident that you possibly can be, because you are the only version of yourself that exists in this world. There is no other individual who could be as confident in being just simply perfectly you as you. So as far as bringing the confidence into whatever this new, there's been like a big opportunity, and what I'm getting for those of you who chose card number 1 is that maybe you're feeling like you don't have the confidence or the skills to take advantage of this opportunity. Let me reassure you that you do, and that the universe would not be bringing you this opportunity if it didn't believe that you were ready for this. So remember, you are unique. There's nobody else who came here with your specific purpose. So let that be what feeds your confidence as you're moving into this new endeavor. Card number 1, choosers. Thank you for choosing card number 1. And I feel like the reverse meaning really was just, it had me stick on that confidence. So it's like, yes, all of these wonderful things are coming into your life, like I said, Everything is getting better, and you can enjoy the reward of your endeavors. And I really feel like this card came through upside down today just to remind you guys, whatever you do, don't let lack of confidence squander this great opportunity that has apparently come your way. So good on you guys, card oneers. So moving on to card number 2, the beautiful clear quartz. We had a lot of people choosing card number 2 today. So let's see what's your message. Oh, you got the Page of Wands. I chose this one for myself actually earlier. So hi to my cousin Colleen. So the Page of Wands, I'm trying to remove a hair that's on the it's on the camera. So for those of you who chose card number 2 with the clear quartz, you chose Page of Wands. So the House of Wands is a very fun, magical house, and I believe that this is a chrysoprase, the stone that this card pertains to, which is funny because we had chrysoprase last week or on Monday in our draw. So for the Page of Wands, this is for all of you who chose card number 2, a very magical card. So it is chrysoprase, and this is going to be your heart chakra. So where'd the chrysoprase go from last week? So this is for your heart chakra. So I'll just hold this here for those of you who chose card number 2, even though this is not the stone that was associated with the card. This is actually the tarot card that was pulled because we're going from the crystal deck. So for those of you who chose card number 2, Page of Wands, the time for harvesting your dreams is near, but you should always be careful of what you ask for because you just might get it. This is always a good message. The rewards are not always as you envisioned them. Avoid a world of make-believe and act on what you see with your own eyes. Sometimes others will bring you information or gifts, which may help, but you need to decide for yourself what is worth listening to and acting on and what is not. Chrysoprase will help you see through any confusion and allow you to trust the feelings in your heart. I also feel as if clear quartz is a good crystal to be associated with this card because it will kind of do the same. Clear quartz, like I mentioned, helps connect you to your intuition. So a huge message that I'm getting for those of you who chose card number 2 is came through and then it popped right back out of my brain. So as I was reading this, I was like, oh my God, this is such a good message. And then sometimes this happens, it pops right back out. But let me see. Aha, okay. So sometimes others will bring you information or gifts which may help, but you will need to decide for yourself what is worth listening to and acting on. So the biggest number 1 message that I have coming through for card number 2, for those of you who chose this card, is listen to your own internal voice way more than you do any other voices outside. So it's okay to ask, your friends or your family members, their advice or what it is that they think, but that can be a trap. And that's a trap that a lot of us spend years of our lives struggling through because we shut out our internal voice and all we want to hear is like, well, what do you think I should do? What do you think I should do? For those of you who chose card number 2, the big message coming through for me, for you guys, is listen to the voice within your heart first and foremost, because that's the voice that's going to give you the best advice. And take all of the rest of the information and, everything that your friends are doing or, with a grain of salt. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks about your decisions. If you really feel deep within your convictions that they're right for you, you are the only one who can make that decision. So just wanted to bring that message through big time for those of you who chose card number 2. Please trust and listen to your intuition. And heck, go to the tarot cards before you're going to go to your friend who has a life that you don't want. I have a rule in my life. I only take advice from people who have what I want and are where I want to be. If you're struggling and you're, clawing through life and I'm, no offense, but I don't know if I'm going to take your advice. I want to look to the people who are where I want to be and I want to emulate them. So I want you guys to kind of try to do that in your own lives as well. Stop worrying about looking good for, your friends and stop trying to worry about what are people going to think about, this photo or this post or what if I do this or whatever. Stay true to yourself listen to that voice inside and know that your ascended ones, your masters, those who are here helping you, those are the ones who are going to tell you, great job, and this is what you need to listen for, because too often we're looking for the affirmation in the wrong places. It's all coming from within, so you've got this. Hi, Melissa. So, Miss Melly Mel, which card did you choose today? Because we are moving on to number 3. The amethyst was associated with card number 3 today. So for those of you who chose the beautiful grape-hued amethyst, the card that you chose was, the Knight of Swords. So we've all got all minor arcana cards today. The Knight of Swords. This is a pretty one, and this looks like it's a blue crystal. So let's find out for those of you who chose card number 3. Knight of Swords, page, here you are. Oh, sapphire. Lovely. Sapphire. So this is for your throat chakra. So everybody who chose card number 3, it looks like some communication is on the horizon. Melissa was in between 1 and 3. So it could be a little bit of both. And I'll remind you guys, if you didn't choose a card before and you just happened to stumble upon the live, whatever card is being read when you join the live is generally the card that you were meant to choose. So let's hear about the Knight of Swords. Card 3, Sapphire, throat chakra. Interpretation. Your plans are taking shape and you need decisive action right now. So go straight to the source of any problems. You have a strong analytical mind. Use this asset well. Do not be immature, as it is not time for emotions to cloud your view. Sapphire supports this, acting as a call to action, promoting intellect. Your throat chakra gives you clear and direct communication, so focus your energy here. But avoid being tactless or overcritical. You can express your thoughts plainly without offending your friends. I like this message, especially clear, direct communication. Focus your energy here. Avoid being tactless or overcritical. That can be really difficult sometimes. I know in my life a lot of times, I tend to speak sometimes before I think, and so that speaks to an overactive throat chakra. And a lot of times when you have one chakra that's overactive, it can be the case that one of the adjacent chakras are underactive. Overactive throat chakra a lot of times can mean an underactive heart chakra or closed off. So if you feel as if you're speaking something that's not necessarily your heart's truth, but it's more coming from the ego or a space of pain, anger, something like that, then maybe just take a couple of breaths and ask yourself within, like, where is this message coming from? And a lot of times I will ask myself before I speak, because I do tend to talk a lot, I'll ask myself, is what I am about to say going to improve upon the silence? And if it's not, then I keep my mouth shut. So for those of you on card number 3, the Knight of Swords, Sapphire, feel free, whatever it is, like it's as if there's something that you've been needing to say, it is the time for you to say it. So it's time for you to clear your throat. It's okay for you to say these things, whatever it is that you need to tell your friends, your loved ones, they will understand. And if they don't, and if their feelings get hurt, that's usually temporary, and usually they go and think about it, and sometimes things will actually grow out of these communications, because a lot of times you say, like, well, she hurt my feelings, or, you really hurt my feelings when you did that. But you have to give somebody the power to hurt your feelings. Nobody can make you feel bad unless you let them make you feel bad. So, if somebody, snaps at you, or if one of your friends seems like they are, less patient or whatever it is, it can really behoove us to think, oh my gosh, I wonder what she's going through today, or he or she, and not to take things personally. One of the biggest wastes of your energy can be taking things seriously, too seriously, that people say, especially strangers. Who the hell cares what a stranger says about you, or somebody whose opinion doesn't matter. Excuse me. So don't worry about that. Speak your heart's truth. Open up that throat chakra. Sapphire, card 3 choosers. So those are your cards for the day. Card number 1, your 9 of Pentacles. Card number 2, Page of Wands. Card number 3, Knight of Swords. Wonderful messages came through for everybody. Lots of advice. So, hi, Emily Furman. Nice to see you. So, I'm getting back into doing my 3 and 10 card spreads, and we're getting some really good results. And I have to say, all 3 of my decks are on fire right now. I've been obsessed with the Akashic Record deck for the last few weeks, so I'm actually kind of like giving it a rest. I got sort of a message that I meant to spend a little bit more time with the Crystal Tarot deck. So if you are interested in a little bit more in-depth read, if you want to spend a little bit more time reaching out to your spirit guides and your ascended ones, get in touch with me and we'll set up a private one-on-one, either a 30-minute 3-card read or a 60-minute 10-card read, and we will get all of your messages pulled through. Thank you guys so much for coming today. I'm going to play you guys out with this healing bowl here. It's nice and deep and rich. So everybody just go ahead and take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Hold it, and as you exhale, all the way down, let everything go. Couple more breaths as we play you guys out. Inhale through the nose. Let your chest expand. Keep the shoulders down. And as you exhale, let it all go. Let all of that negative energy go, and everything that remains is peace. Peace be with you.